We got the new Sony 85mm 1.4 G Master Mark II, a really great prime lens except for one thing. Now I'm shooting this entire review on this epic road trip that I'm taking with the boys. We started out in San Francisco and we're going down the coast, stopping by some of the most iconic places that California has to offer. And capturing those places with this lens has been so much fun. All right, let's quickly talk about this lens. It's lighter and smaller than the original 85 1.4 G Master. It's got the usual suspects that you would expect from G Master lenses. Smooth focus ring, it's got an aperture ring that's declickable. It's got two multi-function buttons, so that's cool. And of course, an iris lock and autofocus manual focus switch. Now, typically a lens like this is used mostly for portrait photography, right? But I was able to get some pretty cool landscape shots, even some really cool video with this lens. Now this lens has a new lens coating, and so you should see improved image quality and reduced flaring, but not so much. If the light is hitting the lens at an angle, like a 45-degree angle or less, you see this weird rainbow flare. And I thought it was maybe my filter or whatever, so I took off the filter, but no, that rainbow flare was still there. F1.4, I'm just cranking the shutter speed. Yeah, I see it. You're not crazy.
That's good.
And I mean, that could be a cool effect, but for a G Master lens, like, you shouldn't be able to see that. And so I don't know if that's a design flaw, if that was intentional. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it, but I don't know. What do you think? Now, Lee does a better job explaining this because he's had better experience using it for photography, but you recommended using a lens hood, right?
Yeah, the thing I noticed, which I just caught you talking about, is the rainbow flare that I've been seeing. And it only really happens when the light kind of comes in and hits the front element from the edge. You don't get it from front on, which is typically when you're gonna see most of the flaring. So I'd probably recommend a hood because it would block that light coming in from the edge.
But using a hood means that you can't use like an ND filter or whatever.
I am a hood hater, just like I don't like camera straps. Clearly you don't like them either. But it's just, it makes the lens that much longer, and I don't know, we like keeping it more compact. It's hard to say whether it's gonna ruin your shot or not, but it's definitely something I noticed, and then you noticed it.
Let's go back to something. You don't like camera straps?
No, I hate camera straps.
Why?
They just get in the way. The only time I'll use camera straps is if I have two cameras on, so I can like put one on and then use the other camera, and then put the other one on and then use the other camera. But I also like the capture clip stuff too. So I'm more into the capture clip than I am the strap.
Huh.
Hey,
Things I find out about you.
Oh, hey.
Do you
What's
like
happening
straps?
over here?
Do you like camera straps?
You know, there's a time and a place.
What's wrong with camera straps? Now, that flaw kind of reminds me of the focus breathing problems that the Sony 35 1.4 G Master has. Like, you could live with it, but it is a major flaw. In fact, I don't think I've tested out the focus breathing on this lens. I think we should. Lee, you want to be my model?
Yes.
All right, so we're doing a focus breathing test. Lee is in the background. The foreground is focused on my camera right over there. All right, I'm gonna rack focus to Lee. Oh. Looks pretty good.
Like, it might be enough that I'm confident to be like...
Edges don't seem to provide evidence of any focus breathing.
This is enough.
Yeah, looks good. Now, most of the time when shooting with this lens, I had to shoot at f1.4 because why not? f1.4. But because I'm shooting at such a low aperture, I had to use a filter. The filter that I'm using is from Polar Pro. It's a 6:9 variable ND filter. What do I have? It's a 6:9 variable ND filter. And yeah, I'm able to stop down on the exposure without having to change the aperture at all to create these really cool, cinematic, beautiful looking shots. Now, would I personally get this lens for myself? Probably not. I mean, my favorite prime lens is the Sony 35 1.4 G Master. And even though it does have focus breathing problems, like I can work around it. It doesn't really matter too much, especially when it comes to photography. But this lens is, $17.99 US, $24.99 Canadian, and so it's a pretty penny. And so yeah, I mean, if you're happy with your current 85 G Master, I don't know, maybe keep it if you're happy with it. That rainbow flare does kind of throw it off. I don't know if I want to get this lens myself. It's a great lens and I was able to get some really cool shots, but I don't know, is it worth it to me? Maybe not, if I'm being honest. We've been doing this for the past few days, just kind of going to beautiful places and doing funny things. I don't know what's happening. Now, who is this lens for? I would definitely say for portrait photographers, definitely for photographers in the wedding industry. For someone like me, I don't know if I'd really want this lens. I mean, I love my Sony 35 1.4 G Master. Like, that's my favorite focal length and that's my favorite prime lens. And so, would I get this lens? No, I don't think I would. But if you are a portrait photographer and you love the 85mm focal length, then at least check it out at your local store and see if you like it or not. Also, if you do, try to look out for that rainbow flare because that's kind of annoying. And the last thing that I just kind of want to say is it's good to have a variety of different lenses in your camera bag. Like, sure, you could just stick with one lens, like a 24-70 to capture everything. That's great, but that can be boring. Like sometimes when using a fixed focal length like an 85mm forces you to be creative because you have to physically move to get the shot. That's why I love my 35mm 1.4 G Master. Like I really like that I have to physically move to get the right shot. And so yeah, I just want to encourage you just to try out different lenses and then you'll figure out what type of focal length you like, what type of lenses you like. You might find out you're more of a zoom lens person or a prime lens person. Either way, trying out different lenses doesn't hurt. All right, well, that's the video. Thanks for watching, and that's the new Sony 85mm 1.4 G Master Mark II. Let me know what you think of this lens in the comments below. Would you get it? Would you not? Either way, let me know. Gotta go. I want to capture this pretty sunset because it's, well, the boys are capturing the sunset, and I don't want to miss out. All right, catch you later. Bye.